Well guys, the day has finally arrived and Rolex have dropped their 2023 releases. Now what I'm going to do is just check out the website. I've had a flick through already, so I already know the bad news. The Milgauss has gone. But hope does spring eternal, and the appearance of that new Explorer 40 does fill me with a little bit of joy, because I got one right. Anyway, let's flick through what's been released. What do we get right? What do we get wrong? What's new? What's missing? I'm Andy. Welcome to the English Watch. Now, this channel is about me and my watch collecting journey, an amateur enthusiast with an eye for detail, helping like-minded individuals like you start your watch collecting journey. Now if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Please check out all the links below, including access to my affiliate sites, my Amazon store. You can hit the tip link if you wish to give some extra support as well. All much appreciated. Anyway, let's flick over to the Rolex website and have a good look at what's come out in 2023. Okay, so the first thing to notice is Rolex have completely revised the website. Now interestingly, it takes a bit of getting used to, but we'll bear with it. So what I'm going to do first of all is flick straight to the bottom, past all the wonderful imagery, to look at the collection list. So this immediately tells us what's still there and what's disappeared. Now if we go down the bottom, Milgauss sadly gone. Boo-hoo for me, eh? You never know, there might be a few left in circulation. I could get lucky. Maybe not. Also notably absent is the Cellini range. So Cellini completely gone. Obviously Rolex, they must have been struggling with the name, the brand, not too sure. It's been replaced by this new 1908 model line, 1908 being the founding year of Rolex itself. So what we're going to do is flick back and look at new watches 2023. Let's have a good look. Now the first one on there is the Daytona. They got the Sky Dweller, Explorer. That's where the orange went on the Day-Date. And what I want to do is just have a flick through just to see what's going on. I mean, a lot of these watches we already knew about. I mean, the Daytona being completely recased, new movement, fantastic. The new 1908, so very classical in its look. You've lost the moon phase. Interesting that there's two models, two colour variants. The Yacht-Master 42, so I spotted it was a Yacht-Master, didn't pick up on the titanium element, obviously that brush case, but pretty cool. Now the Sky Dweller, interestingly again, it's been I don't know if it's been recased, but there's a new movement in there. They might have given it a bit of a nip and tuck. I mean, someone will do a before and after shot. It's been interesting to see what they've done there. Now that GMT, full black bezel, I said, was it a Coke? Well, no, because the black was on the wrong side, but hey, we like to guess, don't we? And the Explorer 40, yes! I got one right. So we've got two flavours of Explorer now, 36 and a 40. Not a 41 though, not the Oyster Perpetual case, it's a 40. So we'll have a look at that in a second. And holy smokes, I mean, the words that they fail. And what have we got here? We've got an Oyster Perpetual with what appears to be the colours of the old, the original the dial faces. So with the coral and the yellow, for example, the Tiffany blue, etc. Now it is a Tiffany blue, albeit with all that nonsense on. Now, although this looks utterly bizarre and a complete homage to Polka Dot Man from the Suicide Squad, if you're into that kind of thing, this looks like one of those watches that we all go, suck through our teeth and then think, shit, in 10 years' time, if only we bought one of those, because that one's going to be worth something. I imagine it'd be short-lived. Wow, very interesting. Right, there's a load of day dates on there, and I've seen images of like jigsaw puzzle dials. I couldn't find those on there, so I don't know where they are. So anyway, let's go back and look at the range. Rolex watches. So, okay. So what we're going to do first is run through. Now, Datejust, I don't think there was any changes. Now, if you want to find out all the range, not go through all the configurator, you go into this little thing here, and then you scroll along, and it says all models, which I found. Now, fortunately, Rolex gives a little new model label to all the new stuff. And on the Datejust front, it looks like it's mainly this new sort of chocolatey Sunray style dial on the rose steel and gold. Looks pretty cool on 36. It's pretty cool. But no other obvious changes. Now, it's funny, when you flick through all of the Datejust, now I did this last year. Let's say, for example, you want a 41mm and you want a specific model. Now, if you look at how many variants there are, what are the chances of your AD getting the one that you want? Let's say everyone wants, which in my view is the best one, the blue on the Jubilee. What are the chances of getting that one? I think I was told it's about 18 months to 2 years wait amongst all of these other ones. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? There's so many variants of Datejust. How are you ever going to get the one you want? Anyway, do they even make them all? Who knows? So not much going on Datejust front. So Submariner. Now the Submariner was 70 years old this year. We're all expecting maybe a gold or a platinum. Now, as it turns out, there are no new Submariner models. No Oyster Flex. Yeah, as it was. So maybe anniversary to come. Now, it's not unusual either for Rolex now, as Tudor do, as Omega do, as IWC have been doing, to release through the year. So it'd be interesting to see if Rolex do something later on just for the Submariner to not take away the I don't know, the special occasion, based on everything else. So we'll see. Maybe they'll do nothing. I mean, 70th anniversary, Right, so done Datejust, done Submariner. Right, GMT-Master 2. Now, potentially we're expecting some of the bezel colours to disappear. I'm glad to see that the Bat Girl is still there. So let's go on to all models. Now I'm getting used to this website. It is pretty intuitive, which is good. Now here we go. Here's the all gold and the steel and gold with the black bezel, and I think looks pretty nice. Not for me. I don't think I'd ever be able to pull that off, but the left-hand drive is still there. The Sprite, meteorite dial, white gold. So all of the other versions are still there. All of the other ones. So the root beer. So nothing discontinued. So they did reintroduce the Oyster bracelet onto the Pepsi and the Batman last year. So they're still there. So they've expanded the GMT range, which is good. Although doing that does then dilute the number of GMTs going through. So it'll be interesting to see how many of those models still filter through. Right, the Day-Date. Now, this is a minefield. The Day-Date. I mean, the Day-Date is one of those watches that the President bracelet and all that good stuff. It's that special, flashy watch that all the wealthy and celebs like to wear. Oh, and there's the orange. I think they call it orange and yellow or something. And there's a plethora of new dial colours and stuff. So we'll have a quick look, but there's hundreds of the bloody things, so we're not going to look too hard. So all models. Day-Date. New models. So some platinum card. I don't know what's that dial there. Let's have a quick look. I don't know. It's like a crazy paving dial. I don't know what that is. Another one there, crazy paving. Here's the yellow gold. What do they call the dial? So it's called. Tell us what it is. I don't know. Anyway, it looks like a sunset, doesn't it? Looks nice. Not for me. Not for a pasty white Celt. Anyway, the Day-Date. So let's go back to more interesting things. So GMT, Day-Date. Right, Daytona. So big news, Daytona. 60th anniversary, and what they've done is they've recased it. It's a new, still a 40mm. How much different the case is, I do not know. But what they've done is they've put the bezel insert into this sort of, I guess it'd be a platinum ring on here, but it no longer overhangs. So whether they had quality issues with that or they didn't like the aesthetic, I'm not too sure. They've also tidied up the dial, the rings around, the sub-registers are a bit thinner. And again, someone will do a before and after view of that. And interestingly, on the back of the platinum version, you've got this open case back now to show the new movement, and this is a revised 4131. It looks like, so all the new refinements to the chrome energy escapement and all that good stuff has gone into this new movement. So that looks pretty cool. Although for the price, the movement's a little bit industrial, shall we say? Industrial, yeah, to be kind. Right, so what we'll do is have a quick look at all the models, because all of them come up as new, strangely, because they're all new. Now, they all look present and correct. Now, interestingly as well, they still come with the gold bezel, so they're not all ceramic. I think the dial does look, it's difficult to say. I mean, I've never liked the Daytona that much. If someone offered me one, obviously I'd buy one. That list. But now the only thing I think they're missing are the meteorite dials, so that leaves Rolex plenty of scope to introduce future variants. All the others seem to be present and correct, and then anyone that's hanging on to the previous version, certainly in steel, like these two here, well done. Right, moving on, Daytona. Oyster Perpetual. Now, I think the only thing here is this wonderful Polka Dot Man homage watch. I don't think there's anything else that I could see on the Oyster Perpetual. I mean, someone will say if they've deleted any more colours, but it's pretty wild, isn't it? So yeah, you got all the usual ones in there. For us gents, let's look at the 41. We can have it in 41. We can have polka dots in 41. But all the other fun colours are gone, so no yellow, no red, just the boring stuff. I kind of like the blue. Interesting. Okie dokie. Right, so Oyster Perpetual done. Yacht-Master. So this is where we should see the new titanium Yacht-Master. So titanium case, 42mm. The brushed titanium look. Yeah, this is not as flashy and glitzy as the precious metal ones or the steel. So Yacht-Masters tends to be a bit of like a flashy version of the Submariner, but this looks a bit more purposeful. And I think what they've done as well with the bezel is instead of platinum, it's full ceramic with ceramic inserts. Whether those numbers are stuck on or whether they're recessed, I'm not too sure. But it's a fully ruggedized watch. So these pieces are ceramic rather than platinum. Looks cool. Let's see how much it is. I imagine it's quite expensive. New model. So nothing else has changed. All the other versions are still there. I do like that 42 in white gold. I think that's pretty cool. If I had the money. Right, how much is this one? £11,800. It's a lot of dough, isn't it? RLX titanium. It's their own proprietary titanium. There's that ceramic bezel. Matte dial. Ultralight. Now, I don't know. I wonder how this one feels. I imagine because it's quite a big watch, it's still got a bit of mass, so it won't feel like a toy. A lot of titanium watches feel toy-like, don't they? Because they're so light. But I guess from an endurance perspective, from a sports perspective, having that lightness and still the capability on the watch, I guess there's a lot to be said for that. And this one, as a tall watch, as a proper Rolex professional DNA, I think it looks pretty nice. I think it's spot on. Right, Not that they need my praise or my affirmation, but it helps, doesn't it? Right, Sea Dweller. There's nothing new going on in the Sea Dweller. Nothing new going on in the Air King. Right, Explorer. Here we go then, guys. Here we go. So let's go for all Explorers. Now, Explorer doesn't have an anniversary per se, although it is the 70th anniversary of ascending Everest. So maybe it would have been nice to have a polar dial, but what they've done is they've given us a 40mm, so you can have it in 36 or 40. Now, I tried the 39 on once. I didn't love it. I appreciate it. The 36 is too small, in my opinion. 40, they've not gone 41 because of the amount of, I guess, negative space on the dial. Maybe 41 just made it a little bit too weird. And that 40mm case, and again, this is my hope. My hope for the future is that the Milgauss will return, and that 40mm case will be repurposed. No crown guards, please, Rolex, on that Milgauss. No crown guards. Because the thing about the Explorer is it does have the oyster style case. It doesn't have that slab-sided case. So it has the curve on the edge that I quite like, and it's different from things like the Submariner and the GMT. So that's pretty cool. Now, let's have a quick look at the configuration tool. Let's see how that works. So you can have Explorer 40, so you can choose your size. 36, 40, 36, 40. I wonder how big the bracelet is. Be interested to see that. Next. Discover. 6,450. Relatively good value, so they've not caned the value on that one. And I think if you look at the Milgauss, that was £7,000 or so. That was getting a bit pricey. £7,500. So I think the Explorer and the Air King, value-wise for what they are, yes, you can get an Aquaterra or something like that cheaper, but not too bad. Yeah, I like that case. So there you go, the Explorer. Right, let's get back to it. Nearly there on the home straight. Yacht-Master, Sea Dweller, Air King, Sky Dweller. Right, so another interesting one. So Sky Dweller has been updated. Now, got the green dial. That was the minty green thing that we saw. Let's have a look at all models now. All of these come up as new because they've all got a new movement in them. Again, like the Daytona, they've got the chronology escapement and some other refinements inside. Whether the case has changed a great deal, I'm not too sure. And again, someone will do a before and after, and it might just be that the usual crown at the bottom. They've gone a double crown here because of the month indicator. They've gone Rolex crown, crown Rolex. Or no, Swiss crown, crown made. But yeah, all of the Sky Dwellers seem present and correct. Jubilee and Oyster and Oyster Flex, with the addition of the green one. Who doesn't want a green watch? Oh, that's quite a nice green. It's quite subtle. I kind of like it. So there you go. All new. Yeah, and that one looks pretty interesting as well. This sort of turquoisey on a rose gold. Again, I couldn't pull this off, guys. That's just too baller for me. Not that I can afford it, to be honest, but right. And is this the last one? Yes, the last one. 1908. So goodbye, Cellini. Hello, 1908. So let's see what we've got. All models. Okay, so 39mm, yellow gold, white gold, with a range of dial colours, so black and white. Which one would I like? I don't know. I guess I'd go for the yellow gold with the white dial. Not that I wouldn't buy it, to be honest. £18,500. Is that good? Next to a Calatrava, it's good, isn't it? It's at half the price. But again, when I was looking at this earlier, when you dive in and spin it around and look at that movement, it's just a little bit I don't know, a bit industrial. If you're going to show the movement off, and it's a nice sized movement for the case, there's not loads of real estate around it, so it is a nice movement for the case. And maybe in the flesh it'll look a lot nicer, but you know the screws aren't blued. Yes, there's some, we call them jeton, is it, where the gems are set, and some Geneva stripes, but yeah, it's, I don't know, it's a bit meh. It's a bit meh. Anyway, right, so that was my quick take on Rolex's 2023 releases. Sad for the demise of the Milgauss, but as I said, I'm filled with hope because that 40mm Explorer case may bring it back in at a later time in a slightly different case size, but not the one with the crown guards. Daytona looks pretty cool. Glad to see all the GMTs still present and correct, and let's wait and see later in the year whether there's a Submariner 70th anniversary watch incoming. Anyway, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to check out the links below. Check out my affiliate sites. Check out my Amazon store. I'm Andy. This has been the English Watch. Take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.